Hey guys, and welcome back to Nay Daily Day 2. So I did say that these videos were going to be pretty much all filmed at the same time for the first bit, just to get them all off my chest and get myself set up for filming these videos. I want to today talk about my fertility story. It is something quite personal to me and something I didn't know if I wanted to really share. It is definitely a journey for me. It is definitely something that I want to share. It is definitely something I want to keep a memory of. And it's not something that I can exactly scrapbook. It's just a way for me to offload and get it off my chest, and I just want to do a backtrack back to the very beginning, let you all know where my head's at and why I feel the way I do at certain times. So we're going to get comfortable and you're going to sit down and hopefully get through all of this rambling. I'm sorry in advance for the rambling. Where do I start? Let's go back to 2012. So 4 years ago, I was living in Japan and I had had enough and decided that I wanted to come home. The reasons for me wanting to come home were that I was lonely and I wanted to find a husband. Very to the point. But yeah, that's what I wanted. I was 26 years old and I wanted to settle down and I wanted to have a family. That is still to this day one of my biggest goals. It's what I want in life right now. It's just that time. Oh my gosh, if I start crying already, this is going to be a really emotional video. But yeah, I wanted to come home and find someone to love me and for me to love and just to have that person. So I came home and I decided that I wasn't going to stay in Grafton, where I'd been living with my family before I left for Japan. Sorry, I just realised my hair's really fluffy and gross. I decided that I wasn't going to stay in Grafton, live in Grafton with my family, stay on that flat line that I was on before I moved to Japan. I just figured that there weren't many opportunities in a small town, and so I decided to move to the Gold Coast, which is a huge city up in southeast Queensland, right on the coast. It's absolutely stunning. Within 6 months of coming home and moving to the Gold Coast, I found someone to love. I found Josh, my now husband, on a dating site, believe it or not. He came from Grafton. He lived in Grafton, of all things. It ended up working out that his mother and my mother were kind of friends. They played in my mum's cousin's backyard in Maclean for years as kids and never saw each other again. Small world, small life. So I moved all the way to the Gold Coast to find someone online who lived in my hometown and was actually the same age as me, went all through high school, the same year levels as me, but was in a different school. We only have 3 high schools in the city. We never met. I had mutual friends with Josh. I'd never met him. Oh my god. What? Anyway, so we totally fell in love. After a month of text messaging, we decided to go on our first date, and then within 4 or 5 months of that, he actually moved up to the Gold Coast to live with me. Within a year of that, he proposed. Within a year after that, we got married. So it was very quick. That's how much we loved each other. We were both getting close to our 30s. We were 30 last year and decided that, you know, we love each other. There is no one else that we want in our lives. There is no need to string this out. We both want family. We both want to get married. Let's just do it. So Josh ended up proposing to me. We got married. We had a beautiful wedding last year. If you want to head over to my Hey Nay Daily crafting channel, I actually have the wedding video over there. I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to check that one out. I just watched it before and I cried. It was so beautiful. But yeah, probably 6 months after that, we decided to start trying for a child. We both want children. Josh wants a huge family. He wants 15 kids. Not gonna happen. I would like 3 if possible. At the moment, it's not looking possible, but we will see how it goes. So we are trying for kids now. I have been trying since October, November last year. We had 2 near misses. The first time was in November, December last year. I actually got 2 positive pregnancy tests. I didn't realize that I had tested really early, like way before my period was even due. They say that like a week after your ovulation, you can actually bring up false positives. I didn't realize that until I'd done some more research and I ended up being negative. Kept trying every month, negative, negative, negative. Come January, 2 weeks late. So I'm never late. I am always to the day. I have always had all the signs of I get breakouts, I get tired, I get lethargic, I get just grumpy and nothing can soothe me but chocolate, hence the weight. And in January, none of that happened. For 2 weeks, I had nothing. And after 10 days, I decided to tell my mother because I was like getting all excited. She got all excited. You're pregnant, you're pregnant, you're pregnant, you're pregnant, you're pregnant. And so that talked me up into thinking, yes, I might actually be pregnant. I'm a real pessimist. I don't like to admit to anything until I know for sure and the results are there. I kept bringing up negative pregnancy tests, so that sort of got me a little bit, well, I'm not pregnant. Pregnancy tests always come up negative and you end up being positive. And I was nauseous. That was another, I was really like unwell and sick and close to vomiting. So everyone's like, oh yeah, you're pregnant. Well, everyone being my mother and Josh and my sister, we were like, yeah, sure, you're pregnant. And that's one thing about me. I'm very open about anything. I don't keep things a secret. You'll find out as soon as I'm pregnant. So we went and had the blood tests. I got blood tests. It took me 3 days to get the blood test because I have really bad veins. It took 3 different visits to 3 different pathologists to get blood from my veins. So that was an ordeal in itself. And then the Friday before I was getting the results back on the Saturday, Friday afternoon, I got my period. And it was the most heartbreaking, traumatic part of this entire process. I totally broke down. And this is where I'm going to start crying. I knew I wasn't pregnant, but everyone else had built me up to thinking that I was. It was just really hard for me. Just really hard for me to get my head around that I wasn't pregnant because I was so close to getting those results. Now that I look back on it and think, I'm just like so thankful that I got my period before the results because I would have, the way I would have broken down at home would have happened at the doctor's surgery. When I got my period on the Friday afternoon, I locked myself in the bathroom for probably an hour and just cried and screamed and just got so angry at myself and blamed everyone in the world for everything they've done. And it all affected me, apparently. It was all about me and how these people ruined my chances of having a child. Which isn't the case at all. But when you're that down and that depressed and you come down from such a big high, it's really hard. It's really hard. I went anyway. Josh made me go to the doctors anyway, even though I knew the results, to just talk to the doctor and just see. And it ended up being that I have low iron, really low iron, and that is why I had delayed periods and I was really tired and lethargic and just really not well. Iron has it plays a really big part in pregnancies. A lot of women become iron deficient during pregnancy, and so your iron levels need to be up there for falling pregnant, otherwise you're screwed. So that is why I'm not falling pregnant. Hopefully, I do have to go and get some more scans. I decided in the February-March cycle, I decided to have a break and just not try because emotionally I just needed that break and that move away from how horrible I felt. I still have a pelvic scan to go and get just to make sure I don't have any sort of cysts or anything like that. I am now on Elevit, which is a pregnancy multivitamin, and I am on a iron supplement because I don't eat red meat. I eat chicken and that's about it for me. So yeah, I've got to toughen up and go and get these tests done that I really don't want to do. It's another blood test and a ultrasound pelvic scan. Josh has gone and done all of his tests. He actually did a seminal test. Everything is fine with him. He did a blood test and it turned out being that he was vitamin D deficient. Vitamin D is essential for sperm seeking estrogen. That could be another reason why we're not falling pregnant. So he's on vitamin D pills and trying to get some sunlight, even though I know he's not doing that at the moment. But we're going to try this month. We're going to try and see if we can fall pregnant. I will be keeping you up to date with how everything goes. I will go and get the scans done and we will see what happens. But that is basically it for now. But I will be back soon with another video and we will talk. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you got through those tears. And here's Minnie. Min, you want to say hello? Hey, Min, come here and say hi. Look, here. Min, look at the camera. Oh, not. That is it for now. That is your Nay Daily Dose for day 2. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys. This is trying to be a real thing. Shit is getting real.